can I purchase made in Israel products? Alright. Then you can, it is not haram to deal with the Jews and the Christians in buying and selling and purchasing and so on. And Allah's Messenger and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not make it impermissible to buy and sell from Jews and Christians. So made in Israel means made by a Jew, most probably. Unless it's Palestinians working on their farms or whatever. But by and large, if it says made in Israel, it is not a, like an abstract land that is making it and it automatically gets shipped. There is a Jew behind that who owns the company. He's making the product and he exports that product. Is it permissible to buy? Then yes. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, unless you believe that the Jews are going to give you meat for free, because Allah has mentioned in the Quran, اليوم أهل لكم الطيبات وطعام الذين أوتوا الكتاب حل لكم وطعامكم حل لهم. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions that this day I have made permissible for you all that which is good, and the meat of the people of the book is halal for you. So, you go to the shop and you buy the meat of the people of the book. You've done trade with a Jew or a Christian and you've purchased their product. So that product is halal for you. Allah has made it halal in the Quran. And the Prophet ﷺ and the believers traded with the Jews and the Christians of Khaybar before the battle of Khaybar. He traded with them. But of course, if the countries are at war and they declare war between each other, then the believers do not trade with a country that is at war with the believers with a declaration of war. Not that you in your house consider it as a war. That's not for you. Meaning that the rulers have declared open war between two warring armies and they are fighting each other. Whilst they are at war with each other, then the Muslim does not trade with the person that he is at war with. Nor does he benefit him. Why? Because by trading with him, you are giving him benefit. And since they are at war with us, then there is no trade to be done. And that is something that has been said by As-Suddi, as cited by Ibn Hajar, and confirmed by Ibn Hajar in his Fath al-Bari under this topic, about the permissibility of trading with the mushrik and the people of the book. So it is allowed to trade with them. However, if the Hakuma, the Muslim rulership, the Dawla, and their leaders command their people that we will not trade with Israel, and no one in our country is allowed to trade with Israel or with India or with any other country, that there is some animosity between them and them, then we must obey the Muslim ruler. As for individual organizations passing the hukm, like for example, we sit here today and say, all of you here today, never ever buy Israeli goods. It is not permissible for me to pass that hukm in a land of Islam where we have a ruler and that is his responsibility. And they say, well, what if he does not fulfill his responsibility? Then just because he does not fulfill his responsibility, that does not make you a ruler. So if the ruler does not do something, that doesn't mean that you now say, well, wo nahi kar raha, main karunga. The rulership is for him. So if, for example, the ruler is not implementing the hudud, for example, upon the magician, or the zani, adulterer or adulteress, or he is not amputating the limb of the thief, because that's the had in Islam. So you say the ruler's not doing it. So you're going to do it? You're going to go around the villages establishing the had of Allah? That's your job? Why? What's your answer? Well, the ruler isn't doing it. Phir main karunga. Haram. Likewise with the declaration of jihad. Hum jihad karenge. That is not for you to declare. That's for the ruler. If the ruler does not declare it, you don't say, if he's wo nahi kar raha, main karunga. Because you have no right to take his responsibility. Allah did not give that to you. Kullukum ra'in wa kullukum mas'ulun an ra'iyatihi. All of you are responsible or shepherds over your flock, and each one of you will be held responsible. Wal imamu ra'in. And the ruler of the Muslims, he is responsible for that which Allah has made him responsible for. Wa huwa mas'ulun an ra'iyatihi. And he will be questioned regarding his responsibility. You will not be questioned regarding his responsibility. Because Allah's Messenger then said, وَالرَّجُلُ رَاعٍ. And the man is responsible fi ahlihi, over his family. Now you know your responsibility. That's the ruler's responsibility over the dawla. If he's not fulfilling it, Allah will question him. Wa anta rajul, and you're a man, and you are ra'in, you are responsible, you're a shepherd, and you over what? Fi ahlihi, over his family. So you are responsible over your family. You are not responsible over the army of the nation. You're not responsible for the diplomacy between nations. You are not you're a taxi driver. What concern is it of yours about your ruler should be making jihad there and making jihad there? You're a taxi driver. You're responsible for your family. He will be asked and you will be asked. If you're an alim, go and advise the ruler. If he listens, alhamdulillah. If he doesn't listen, you fulfilled your responsibility. In front of Allah, you can say, oh Allah, I told him. I advised him. He didn't listen. Khalas, your job is done. The alim now does not take the ruling of, now I am the hakim. In fact, he doesn't take the ruling of being the amir of a jama'ah. Wo nahi kar raha, main khud hi jamaat banaunga, and under my jamaat I'm going to have these followers and they're going to give me the bay'ah. And then I will tell them, this is jihad, this is abandonment, this is boycotting, don't eat their food, eat their food. There is no secondary amir in a land of Islam or in the land of the kuffar. Because in the land of the kuffar, the Muslims make hijrah to the Muslim land to live under a ri'asa Islamiyya, under a Islamic authority. In a Muslim country, the rulership is the imam that is over the whole nation. He's the ruler over the nation. Whether he's a fajir, a fasiq, a drunkard, a musician, he's still the ruler, so long as he is a Muslim and he establishes the prayer. It is impermissible by ijma' of the books of Aqidah that we've mentioned, and the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, to rebel against him. He is the one who gives the hukm. If he doesn't give it, you do not make your own jama'ah with the amir, and you say, that's the amir of the land, this is my amir, and I'm going to obey him. So when he commands me, I'm going to go, because what's going to happen in a Muslim country? Just imagine, every part of every city will have its own amir and its own following. One day the amir will stand up and say, Main aapka amir hoon. I am your amir. You have to obey me. Go and fight the people in that town. Then they will already have an alliance with another town. So they will unite together and fight the one who is making hamla upon them, making an attack upon them. What are we going to have? We're going to have unity. We're going to have cohesion. The small amount of order that we have in this nation will be destroyed and the streets will be filled with blood. And you say, well, has this happened before? Yes, it did happen. This happened in the time of Muhammad bin Abdul Wahhab and Muhammad bin Saud, before his da'wah came into effect, and even after his da'wah. One village would fight another village because they have a king over there, they have a king over there. They have a ruler over there, they have a ruler over there. Amir bante. That's how they did it. So this is not your responsibility, that's the responsibility of the ruler. Barakallahu feekum.